What's up, Kings Nation? Zavi here, and today I'm bringing you weekly predictions for Week 8. But before we do that, we have to go back to Week 7, see how many we got right and how many we got wrong. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So, Chiefs versus the Raiders. We picked the Chiefs to win, and they lost by 1 point. I kind of expected that that upset. Bills versus the Buccaneers. We picked the Buccaneers. We got that one wrong. Ravens versus the Vikings. Vikings did win. We got that one correct. Jets versus the Dolphins. We got that one correct. Cardinals versus the Rams. This one was just devastating. Jaguars versus the Colts. Another devastating game. Saints versus the Packers. This one was actually closer than I expected. Panthers versus the Bears. This one went the way I kind of thought it would. Titans versus the Browns. Closer than expected. Cowboys versus the 49ers. They actually did better than I expected. Broncos versus the Chargers. This game went as planned. Bengals versus the Steelers. We got that one right. Seahawks versus the Giants. We got that one correct. And Falcons versus the Patriots. We got that one wrong. And Redskins versus the Eagles. We got that one correct. So let's count up how many we got right, how many we got wrong. So we ended up going 12-3. Yeah, we ended up going 12-3, so we are improving majorly. So let's go ahead and hop into Week 8. So first, let's see if there's any easy games. Okay, so the reason why the Vikings versus Brown game is easy because obviously it's the Browns. Same thing goes for this Falcons versus the Jets. I know the Falcons just coming off of a terrible loss, but I don't see them losing to the Jets. Eagles versus the 49ers. The way the Cowboys just did the 49ers, the Eagles are going to just blow them away. So those are the easy games for the week in my opinion. So let's go ahead and hop into this Thursday night games. Dolphins versus the Ravens. I was going to pick this one as an easy game, but I really don't know. So if you know, Jay Cutler got hurt, which means Matt Moore is starting, I think, which means the Dolphins are going to run the ball more. And I know this weird stat because, I see it a lot, but the Dolphins are undefeated with Jay Ajayi running over 100 yards. I think that's correct. So I think since they're going to be leaning on the run game more, they're going to win this game over the Ravens. Panthers versus the Buccaneers. I think both teams are coming off losses. But if I had to pick one to win this, I say the Bucs are going to bounce back this week and get that W. Bears versus the Saints. This one is a 60-40. But I'm leaning more towards the Saints because their passing game is better and their defense is getting better. Chargers versus the Patriots. You guys already know who I'm going with. We're making it 4-0 since 10-7-17. Let's get it. Raiders versus the Bills. Now, this one is a 50-50. It depends on what team shows up. But if I had to pick one, I hate to do it, but I'm going to pick the Raiders to win this one over the Bills. Colts versus the Bengals. Now, this one is they're both trash, but I'm going to have to pick the Bengals on this one. Just because I see their team more complete than the Colts. Seahawks versus the Texans. Now, this one is truly a 55-45. But I'm going to go on a limb and say the Seahawks win this one. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans won, but I'm going to say the Seahawks will. Cowboys versus the Redskins. I do not picture the Cowboys winning this because of everything that's been happening for them this season. But I will say if they do win this game, then they do seem to be back on track for the season. Steelers versus the Lions. I'm going to give this one to the Steelers just because of the way they have been playing of late. And the Lions are on a 2-game losing streak, I think. So I don't see them winning this game. Now, Broncos versus the Chiefs. Now, I know it's like 75-25 in favor of the Chiefs, but for some reason, I really want to pick the Broncos to win this one. Just because the Chiefs, both teams are 0-2. I understand that, right? But the reason why I want to pick the Broncos to win is because I feel like Trevor Siemian has got his shit together, because I know that team is mad at him over the past 2 weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos win, right? But I'm going to go with the safe pick and pick the Chiefs. So these are the predictions. Let's go ahead and get into the fantasy starts. So I would definitely start Carson Wentz, Drew Brees, Andy Dalton, Matt Ryan, and Big Ben. Those are the 5 QBs to start for the week. The 5 running backs to start: Jay Ajayi, whichever running back is starting for the Vikings at the time, Devonta Freeman, Joe Mixon, or whoever's the starting running back for the Bengals, and Le'Veon. Now the receivers to start for the week is Adam Thielen or Stephon Diggs from the Vikings, Alshon Jeffrey, Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and Keenan Allen. Now the tight ends to start: Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, Kyle Rudolph are the starting tight end for the Vikings. You can start one of the tight ends for the Steelers, Travis Kelce, and that's it. Now defenses I would start: you could go out on a limb and start this Broncos defense against the Chiefs, because they will have to play out if they want to make the upset. Go ahead and start this Falcons defense, Vikings defense, Eagles defense, and lastly, start the Seahawks defense. So, as always, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this series is helping you. This has been the weekly predictions for Week 8. I hope I'm helping you win your fantasy league, DraftKings, bets, or whatever you use these videos for. I hope I'm helping you. But as always, hope you guys enjoy. Peace.